Imagine this. You're standing on an island where an entire bird species, found nowhere else on Earth, is slowly disappearing. Not because of humans cutting trees or building resorts, but because of a few cats. Now here's the moral question. Would you kill those cats to save the birds? This isn't a thought experiment. It's something conservationists face constantly. And the answer is way more complicated than it sounds. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into one of the most controversial questions in environmental ethics. Should we kill one species to save another? This story goes beyond ecology. It forces us to confront what we really mean by saving nature. Let's start with a real case. On New Zealand's remote islands, a bird called the kakapo was nearly wiped out by predators humans accidentally introduced. Cats, rats, and stoats. The kakapo can't fly, nests on the ground, and breeds slowly. Once humans arrived, these predators multiplied and began to devastate native species that had evolved with no defenses. So the government had to make a brutal choice. Either let the kakapo go extinct, or kill the predators. And they chose the second option. Entire islands were cleared of invasive species. It worked. Kakapo numbers started to rise again. But the question lingers, was it ethical? Let's think about it. On one hand, those cats and rats were only there because of us. They didn't choose to invade or destroy habitats. They were just surviving, doing what animals do. So is it fair to make them pay the price for our mistakes? On the other hand, if we do nothing, an entire unique species disappears forever. The kakapo represents millions of years of evolution. Every extinction is irreversible. So if we can save it, don't we have a moral duty to act? This is where conservation becomes a moral battlefield. Biologists and philosophers have long debated this under what's called the conservation triage, deciding which species to save and sometimes which ones to let go. One famous case happened on Macquarie Island. Conservationists spent millions eradicating cats to save seabirds. But after the cats were gone, the rabbits, also invasive, exploded in population, eating away the vegetation and ruining the ecosystem. In trying to save one group, they accidentally caused a different disaster. So even with good intentions, interfering with nature can backfire. That raises the next question. Should humans intervene at all? Some argue that we should let nature take its course, even if that means losing species, because every human attempt at control is flawed. Others believe we've already altered nature so deeply that doing nothing is just another form of harm. Let's pause for a second. Imagine you are the person making that decision. A team of scientists tells you that if you remove a few hundred invasive predators, 1,000 native animals could survive. But those predators are sentient too. They feel pain, fear, and hunger. Do you pull the trigger? There's no easy answer, but the real world doesn't wait for one. Conservation organizations make decisions like this every year, on islands and forests, even in cities. When they remove feral cats, cull deer, or poison rats, they're doing it to protect ecosystems that would otherwise collapse. Critics call this playing God. Supporters call it repairing what we broke. And maybe both are true. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Ethics in nature aren't clean. Predation, extinction, competition, they're all part of how life works. Humans just add a new layer. Intention. We have the power to destroy and to restore, but not the wisdom to do either perfectly. So maybe the question isn't, would you kill one species to save another? Maybe it's, how do we decide what's worth saving and why? If our goal is balance, then maybe the answer lies in humility. Humility to admit that every action has ripple effects. Humility to listen to ecosystems, not just emotions. And humility to know that sometimes saving nature doesn't mean preserving the past. It means guiding a future that's already changing. Before you click away, consider this. Every decision about conservation reflects what kind of species we want to be. Are we caretakers or meddlers? Are we protectors or just survivors trying to fix our own mess? There's no perfect answer, but asking the question matters. Because the line between saving life and controlling life is thinner than we think. So, would you kill one species to save another? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. This one's going to spark some serious debate. If you enjoyed this deep dive into environmental ethics, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video. The next one will explore another moral dilemma in science that might just change how you see the natural world. Until then, take care of your planet and question everything.